Let's start in Pretoria, where residents of that city are up in arms over poor service delivery. They are threatening a rates boycott. The Lotus, Atteridgeville and Saulsville Civic Association chairperson Tshepo Mahlangu says waste is piling up in Pretoria CBD and Sunnyside, among other areas. Mahlangu says they cannot continue paying while not receiving services.
We have tried everything in the book to assist the city to collect revenue, to a point that we see there's no point to pay for services that are not rendered. Look at this dump. I mean, they claim that they are servicing us, they're igniting with excellence. But now, the city is no longer igniting with excellence. They're igniting with corruption and anger. I don't know. These political parties now are now wrestling for power in our expense. So we are saying, let us withhold our rates until these services are delivered, because we can never pay for this. I mean, you can see for yourself. The world can see that this is filthy. And they were not receiving any services. I mean, if you log what we call the power failure, you don't receive any service from the city. If you call them, they said, no, we're on strike. So we have reached a point where we say, enough is enough. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's talk about this thing. Let the mayor pay the employees and stop redirecting money to the consulting firms. Because the truth of the fact is that there is a consulting firm in the city of Tshwane that is running our city. So it is very sad state of state that this consulting firm is now receiving money instead of employees. So we are stuck as residents, and we cannot allow this to continue indefinitely. DA-led coalition, since its arrival in 2016, it's running the capital city to the ground. The brand Tshwane has been tarnished. So we cannot allow, number one, to be bullied, to be abused by the consulting firms. Those are capitalists, and we cannot allow that. Where they stay, this DA-led coalition, MEICO, they hire private companies to escort this waste removal trucks to go in, but in townships they don't do that. I don't know why I would treat it like subhumans. Now they are busy collecting revenue. They're implementing Tshwane Atima. Instead of collecting revenue now, they just want our money. They're on a looting spree. But trust me, all the residents of Tshwane now know, because we've got affiliates in all 7 regions of Tshwane. We are waiting for them. If they want to come and disconnect, we are waiting for them.
Our Newzroom Afrika Sholwana is checking the story for us and joins us now live from Tshwane. Zola, good afternoon to you. What are the residents sharing there with you?
Well, Clement, residents have been taking us around, areas in the city of Tshwane where waste hasn't been collected, but we are told that that's not the only issue. They are worried when, later on in the evening, because, the street lights are not working as well, saying that it looks like, the political battle that is happening in the city of Tshwane is affecting them on the ground. And until that is sorted by the city, they will be boycotting paying rates. And we're actually by the entrance of Atteridgeville right now. It has actually turned into a dumping site, Clement, with residents saying that this has become their new normal. And we're also told that there are also some residents that are threatening to pile up the waste that you see here in vans and dump it next to Tshwane House, because seemingly the executive mayor at this point, because that's the person that they're referring to, is okay with the situation looking like this. But you remember, Clement, not so long ago, we went on a cleanup by the city of Tshwane, led by the executive mayor, Spring, where he was escorting municipal workers that were cleaning the streets of Tshwane. We're also told that the CBD at this point is a bit of a mess, but obviously we'll be taking our viewers there in the next hour. Let me speak to, a few residents. Tata, thank you very much for your time. Obviously, this is a result of concerns, of not receiving the service delivery that you believe you deserve as residents.
Yeah, thanks for giving me a chance to speak. Yeah, we've got a problem with service delivery in our location, Atteridgeville. Service delivery has just stopped. And then the other thing is that we've got the mayor in Atteridgeville called Brick. He doesn't care about the residents. What he cares about is only to collect revenues from our gogos and the child-headed children. If you look at Atteridgeville, you can just see how it looks like. Service is bad. Lights, there's no lights. Street lights are not functioning at all. Instead of fixing all these problems, they are busy sending us a letter of demand, final letter of demand. How are we going to pay for things that we don't get? It's impossible to pay for things that they don't render for us. And then the other thing, I want to ask him to go and check Chapter 7, Section 152D, and he must tell the people what it says. And then the Premier must come out of his office as well and come and see what Atteridgeville looks like. It used to be a good, clean location, but now look how bad it is. There are people are getting money there. They are putting money in their pockets. They are charging our grannies a lot of money for rent. If you earn 2,000 rents, and then when rent comes, it says 5,000 rent. How are you going to pay that? It is unfair.
Well, we are also told that obviously because of this, then you guys will not be paying your rates until they respond to your grievances. Yes,
we take the mandate from the residents. What the residents says, as leaders, we take what they are saying. So we are not going to pay. I agree with them. We are not going to pay until they come and fix all this mess.
Now, what happens when they don't respond to your grievances as soon as you'd want them to happen?
We've been engaging with them several times. We've got proof of that, but they just close their ears. They don't want to listen to what we are saying. If they don't do that, they must shift. They must go out. If the kitchen is hot for them, they must get out.
Thank you very much, sir. So what they're saying, Clement, is that, if the leading government at this point is failing to cater for, residents, then they must give others a chance, because they are the ones that are really feeling the pinch of, what was known as, SAMU strike. But we're told that the strike is no longer going on at this point, and municipal workers have gone back on the ground. But now the question that they're asking is that if municipal workers are back on the ground, then why are services not being rendered in some areas that are part of Tshwane? We'll be making our way to the CBD just so that we can see how things are looking like there. Back to you in studio.
Thank you, Zola.